Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It is a windy day here in my garden, but I wanted to begin working on a project that's been on my mind for a couple of years now. Ever since we moved here, I've been wanting to make some changes to the front, but my husband was not on board initially. But as time progressed, he agreed. So I started with the big memory garden, and then I added the weeping cherry tree, that small round space, but I felt as though it was missing something and that the best solution was to join the two beds together. Well, here I am. I've already gotten started on joining the two, and I forgot to start my camera. So here I am in any event, working on digging up and edging what is going to now be a large bed instead of two separate beds. This area of the yard is straight Georgia clay. I will tell y'all that when our house was first built, they scraped off all the soil that's immediately around the house, and what was left was the compacted clay soil. Everywhere else in my yard, because we've had so many hardwood trees, has nice loamy soil. You can see behind me there, it's nice and black, and it's really typically pretty easy to work with, but not this area here. And so as a result, it requires a lot more leg room. So I waited until a day when it was going to rain and had already rained a bit earlier in the day in order to do this because the soil is easier to move. I am going to be sheet mulching the area so that I can actually add plants directly to the soil soon. What sheet mulching does is I use cardboard to cover the grass. I put mulch on top. Sometimes I put compost and then mulch it. And within weeks, the cardboard begins to break down, the grass dies off, and I can plant. What I did was I planted a few things before I edge the area, and then I'm going to sheet mulch and plant a few more. And as the summer progresses, I will plant more things in that area. I'm actually going to make it my dahlia area. You can see how hard the soil is and how much work it is by the frequent breaks I have to take. I'm here, you can see with my hand, I'm outlining the lines that I want to follow for the garden. Hubby called me. I then had to get some cardboard, but as you can see, quick work of this. It took me maybe an hour to do. Now, one of the things that I love about gardening, I don't like my head getting wet in the garden when it rains, so I bring out the big guns, which is my umbrella hat. I have one that's even wider, but it tends to get in the way of other things. But if you're interested, it's linked in my Amazon store down below. Let me get back to edging this bed because the rain is starting to come down a little bit and I want to get done today. Okay, y'all, the bed that I was working on, connecting this big one with that smaller one, is completed for now. I'll be adding some dahlias to it and cleaning it up a bit. You can still see some of the cardboard, but we had a really bad storm and it washed some of the mulch. But there is my nitty-gritty peach rose. I added this weeping lace leaf Japanese maple on the corner, and I've planted some liatris in here for the pollinators. That's some delphinium right there, and up there there's some Asiatic lilies, and there are 4 rose bushes. There are 2 curly pink, one here, one at the end, and then 2 earth angels flanking what's going to be the walkway, which is right here. Hoping to go this week and get some stepping stones. This is that Le Barbe Bluebeard. Doesn't it pop right there? I think it'll be a nice contrast with the pink of the Earth Angel Rose, and one is right there. This bed also has some Midnight Magic Penstemon, no, Midnight Masquerade Penstemon. There's one piece right here and another over there. I'm going to add some irises that I have in here, and then the rest of the space will be for dahlias once those are ready to go in the ground. Okay, y'all, I'm going to do an update on this bed. It's been a couple of weeks since I made the addition of this centerpiece to this bed and joined these 2. And as I said before, I really think that this completes the vision that I had in mind. I made sure I left enough space over here for hubby's equipment and his lawnmower and whatnot to drive. Over here is more of a path because it's more narrow, and that's okay. We have in here, this is called a curly pink rose, and no, Lola, it's called a curly pink rose, and you can see it has several buds on it. It's gotten quite large. I bought this rose off of Lowe's. It was 2 for $27.84, I think. And so here's one here, and the other one is there. I also transplanted these mock oranges, and I pruned them back. Need to prune that one a little more. I added this Asiatic lily. This is a one for breast cancer, and I'll put a picture of what it looks like in bloom. It's very pretty. This is penstemon right there. Liatris. This is an earth angel, and I'll put a picture of what those blooms will look like. This is a La Barbe Bluebeard from Monrovia. I thought the chartreuse color would be nice here, and it blooms a pretty blue, and the pollinators love it. I'm going to put down walking stones to cross over right here, but I want it at an angle so it's not just a straight thing. At an angle here. Then this is the other earth angel, some more liatris. That's a delphinium, and that's a nitty-gritty peach. I'm going to go around to the other side so you can see it better. This is a dianthus. It's called Bright Light Dianthus, Vivid Bright Light Dianthus, and it is very vivid in full bloom. This is another of those curly pink rose, and another penstemon right here. So next year it'll be fuller. I'm going to plant some dahlias in here also that I have in my office. This is Helen von Stein lamb's ear. I'm going to split this and put another patch over there so there's uniformity. I like symmetry. So I had this weeping Japanese maple elsewhere in the garden, and I felt it would be the perfect addition to this spot, and I love how it looks next to the peach rose. Let me go around there and get you a better look. And then here is the Japanese maple. This tree was a whopping $14.97 from Walmart. it's just what this area needed. Isn't that gorgeous? This nitty-gritty peach rose. I do want to get another one for the other side. I just would like to have it over here. I love symmetry, first of all, but I love the color. Anything you see in this video, you will see in the April garden tour with more of an explanation. I want to thank you for watching this video. And as always, if you've enjoyed my content, please consider subscribing. Happy gardening!